What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sang, and it's the last video of the day. It's when I always get sad, but with it being the last video of the day, that means most of you should have had church service by now. So I hope you had a wonderful day at church, and if you're about to head out for evening service, I hope you have a good evening service. And with that being said, our last video of the day is going to be from Alex Wilson, and it is titled 6 Months Without Social Media as a Christian. Now, the reason I picked this, I have another video on my channel that I reacted to of his where he got a dumb phone. And if you don't know what a dumb phone is, it looks like this. So it looks like your regular cell phone, except way more minimalistic, no apps. I think it's just, like, there's no internet on it either. I think it's just you're able to have podcasts, GPS, the regular stuff like you would have, like a calculator and whatnot. But you have to download all of that onto your phone, and then you get it. Obviously, it's a phone, so you can use it to call people, and you have text messages. And that's really about it. So he did a video talking about that. And now we're going to get into this where it's 6 months without social media. I figured this would be a good way to end out the day, because maybe some of you watching this, or if you randomly stumble across this, maybe you're struggling with a social media addiction. I know a lot of us like to live on our phones, our faces stay glued to them, but it's okay to, like, take yourself away from that. Me personally, months ago, I actually purged my phone of a lot of different apps that I just didn't want to use anymore, games. I also purged the content I was viewing as well on certain social media apps. So by having this YouTube channel, I knew I was going to need Twitter and Instagram. So out of all the accounts I was following, I stopped following like a big chunk of them. A big chunk. So my feed now, I remember I told my Christian group this before when they were talking about it. My feed, I'll give TikTok as an example, is literally just cooking videos and cats. That's it. I swear on everything. That's my whole feed. I don't be seeing drama. I don't see nonsense. I don't see people arguing. There's nothing to get sucked into. It's literally just food reviews, and how to cook certain recipes, which I love cooking, so that appeals to me a lot. And cats, because I love cats. Y'all saw my baby Trunks in the other Sunday videos where I had him dancing on here. So, yeah. I figure, let's see what he did, but some of you might have to do the same if you're, like, really struggling with your phone habits. But let's go ahead and get into it.
These are the only apps on my old iPhone that I don't even use daily anymore. I use my dumb phone, but when I did use this iPhone, it was strictly almost always for social media. Is my life boring now without social media?
No.
Yes. But my life's not boring because I don't have social media. My life is boring because I did have social media. Social media was making me bored with things that I should normally enjoy, like walking outside in nature, or sitting down and just feeling the breeze and just meditating. Things that should just be normal life experiences that are joyful. Hearing the birds sing, all that kind of stuff was becoming boring because overdose of dopamine from social media.
Amen.
It's been 6 months since I deleted my TikTok and my Instagram. I had 1.6 million TikTok followers and 121,000 Instagram followers, but that doesn't really matter at all. Whether you are a creator like me or you just post pictures of your cat, I want to show you what I've learned, the 2 things I've learned, and the 1 thing that shows how different my life is now. I was very dopamine dependent. I had lost the ability to work for my dopamine. Like, I would read the Bible and get such a rush of dopamine. It was just amazing. And so not every time I opened the Bible, but a lot of times it was just this rush of knowing who God is, what Jesus is like, seeing him through his revealed word. I've lost the ability to enjoy that. Also, like, exercising is another great way to get dopamine. I had lost the drive to get dopamine in that way, because posting a picture of something and then getting response right away is just a quick and easy way to get that rush. And I was fully addicted to that and dependent on it. Was going to shorts or going to the community posts to, like, get that feeling that I was getting from TikTok and Instagram, but it just wasn't the same. And then I caught myself doing it, and I realized that I was dependent on dopamine the way that I was dependent on a drug. like back in the past in my, watch my testimony video. I was dependent on it like to make me feel better, to make me feel more confident, to get me through the day, the way that I relied on sinful things, other things in the past. Second thing that I learned, I was addicted to approval. Now I know we talk about this a lot anytime someone talks about the dangers of social media, but Jesus talks about this danger called the praise of man. And he said there's a group of people called these religious leaders who the main barrier between them and God was this addiction to the praise of man. They were addicted to hearing people praise them and showing off for people. That is what social media is all about. I mean, it circulates around this gravitational pull of you, and how great you are. Getting rid.
That is true. People will literally do anything for likes. Like, likes is the new clout nowadays. That's like the new drug. And people will literally destroy their life for it, which makes, like, to me, that makes no sense. They'll literally ruin their relationships with people, friends or spouses. They'll ruin their jobs, whatever it is, to get a quick video out. And then once their life is ruined, do another video crying like, I can't believe my life's ruined. It's weird. It's so weird. I'll be real with you. I'm so glad I didn't grow up in this whole social media era. What I mean by that is like YouTube and MySpace didn't become popular until I was in 12th grade. Because that's when that stuff first came out. So there was no like smartphones like this. Like, we had flip phones. You know what I'm saying? I think the first big phone that came out around that time was the T-Mobile Sidekick. And everybody thought that was so cool because you can flip this screen out and you had a full keyboard and you could connect to the internet. And it was like the coolest thing ever. It's like, oh, this is like having a computer in your pocket. And then you had the BlackBerry phones, which was the same thing. It was a screen with a full keyboard, but that was geared more towards business professionals. So I remember my brother got the Sidekick and I had the BlackBerry. And we used to have that, right? And we thought that was the coolest thing ever at the time. Kids nowadays, you can go to like the dollar store, and this is an iPhone, right? You can get a pay-as-you-go phone, which is so different from what it was when I was younger. A pay-as-you-go phone was literally like some super cheap flip phone, bare basic. You couldn't do anything on it. You had to buy these cards that had like minute limits on it that you add to your phone, and once you run out, you buy more of these cards. Now, it's like the same way how we pay for our cell phones monthly. It's like $35, $40 a month. You get unlimited internet, and it's a smartphone. It doesn't matter how like, big or little it is. It could be like a Samsung Galaxy Q or some crap for like $70, and it'd do the same crap my iPhone does. Like, it's kids are using that nowadays. They have access to so many different apps and things. It's insane. I'm so happy I didn't grow up in any of that. I grew up in the era where, like, when I woke up, I eat breakfast, get dressed, and I go outside and play. And I'd be outside all day long. You know, one thing I noticed this summer, because I used to walk around a lot. One thing I noticed, I rarely saw kids outside playing. Now, this could be a geographical thing, just like where I live, but I promise you, a lot of the cities I went to and just randomly walked around when I was doing those walking vlogs, I rarely saw kids out playing. It was very rare. I used to walk into parks. They had playgrounds, swing sets, slides, all that jazz. Things I would have loved as a kid. Like, I used to love being in the park during summer. Not this generation. This generation. See, I'm glad. I'm telling you, I'm glad I didn't grow up in this generation.
Rid of that has allowed me to like reevaluate. Okay, why do I dress the way that I dress? Why do I talk the way that I talk? Why do I make the decisions that I make? Is it because of people are gonna see me, or is it because this is just who I am? This is just a personality thing. My life is different because I'm free from those two things I just mentioned. I'm free from the chasing of dopamine dependency. I still know that I'm dependent on dopamine, and I'm learning to like, okay, I need to go out and surf. I need to exercise. I need to get dopamine from playing with my kids. I need to read a book. I need to work for my dopamine, but I'm still free from the chasing of that. I don't have to chase that anymore. And then also I'm free from the addiction of approval. I know I'm still addicted to wanting praise, but I'm free from it because what I'm realizing is I have more time to spend with God. I'm free to spend my time more wisely. I'm free to have privacy. Social media has taken away the ability to have privacy, right? Like things you wouldn't post, things you wouldn't tell people, you just do it just to get dopamine or just to get approval. And so I have my privacy back. When I show up to our house church, when I show up to the grocery store and I run into a friend, it really is like, oh, Alex, like, what you been up to? I don't know. I clipped my toenails. Like, you know, I can actually tell them something about my life. It's not that like, hey, I saw you got this. I saw you got a new Bible. What's that like? It's like your privacy is taken because you post everything. I don't know. I just feel like I can walk confidently because I have privacy.
I mean, to be fair, you don't have to post everything to social media, but that goes back to like, everything is pushed so heavily now, especially the kids that grew up in all this. They think all this is normal, and it is not. There's nothing normal about sharing your life with all these strangers.
And then the last part that I really want to get into is I'm more free from temptation, right? In this world, you're going to have troubles, but Christ has overcome the world. You're going to run into temptation everywhere. Our next episode on Amen Podcast is about temptation. Get ready for that next week. Temptation's everywhere, but on social media, there's a temptation to lust. There's a temptation to be materialistic. I need to get that because they got that, or I want to be like that, or I need to make my life like that. It's a temptation to copy others, to make your life like others. There's this constant temptation just to seek answers from this tree of knowledge that is social media instead of seeking those answers from God. And with this freedom comes more joy, comes more patience. I'm a very impatient person, but I'm way more impatient with social media than I am without it. Most of all, I'm free to see Jesus as my Savior, to see why dependence on Him is better, because the law of diminishing returns. You can put out so much work trying to get approval, trying to get dopamine. It's only going to go down. You're only going to put out more work and get less in return. There is algorithmic changes and all kind of stuff. And so chasing dopamine this way, chasing approval, chasing purpose, all these ways is just going to end up hurting you in the end. Jesus doesn't change. He's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Being dependent on Him and being free to say, like, I need more of you. I don't need more of that other stuff. And that's just been.
So we just finished.
Whoa, what the heck? It's just. Is that how the video ended? All right, y'all. I went back to his video, and I guess that's how it ended. I don't know if there's something wrong with the editing, or not the editing, but the uploading where it just cut. I don't know. That was a weird cutoff, but yeah, it sounds like he's doing better without it. He sounds like he's one of those people. I think he mentioned this before, that he did have an addiction problem. So yeah, cutting out social media for him would be good. If you are a person that suffers from any type of addiction, because I do have a friend where like he does. As soon as he gets off of something, he immediately puts all that into like a new thing that's not good for him, and he needs to work that out within himself and maybe a therapist. But if you are somebody that struggles with social media, I would suggest like purging your phone of like all the apps. If you do plan on keeping apps, kind of like how I said, maybe purge who you follow. Maybe make it like where it's only content that's going to benefit you if you happen to want to just scroll for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So that's about it. As you guys know, last video of the day. So I'm not going to see you guys again until, well, I mean, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. But we're not going to be doing this again until next Sunday. But I really do hope you guys like the changes, how everything looks, the intro with the music. I'm going to try to just change music every week just so it's not like the same song for a couple seconds. But just let me know what you guys think about the new layout and everything. And my banner changed, but it was to test it out to see how it looked. So that might change again if you guys happen to notice. The little circle with my picture in there, that's probably going to change. I told you guys, you guys have forced me to move faster than I wanted to. So, but I appreciate it. I appreciate all y'all, and I appreciate you guys being here. Once again, that video is from Alex Wilson. If you want to check out his channel, the link to the video is in the description box down below. go check out his channel. If you like his videos, make sure you give him a subscribe. If you liked this video, go to his channel, give him a thumbs up. And if you decide to leave a comment, just let him know where you came from. So, until next time, you already know who it is. It's Sang.